for where the digital dreams come alive. CESCG takes place from May 1 to 5, from visualization to the virtual space. Scientific sessions take their place.
Thank you for the presentation. My name is Yubate Mamadi. I'm coming from France. I think maybe I'm the first PhD French student here. I'm really happy. And it's also my first time here in the country and my first time in the castle. So I enjoy really this conference. So I am a French PhD. I start on December, though this is really the beginning. So I will talk about human emotion recognition in VR system for remote telepresence and telecollaboration for training and education purpose. Virtual reality has the possibility to create a very immersive world and highly realistic environments. The emotion feeling inside the 3D environment is stronger than 2D environment because I think is about the interaction. When you are in virtuality, you have the possibility to interact with different objects. And the active mode appear to be provide the most intensity in the feelings. Such like in video games, I don't know for you, but I have already saw some video where you can saw some player going really crazy. They are so much inside the games, they forget it's only in games. So they are really inside the games. So the emotion is very high. Then with virtuality, you have the same. The emotion inside is very high. However, virtuality is confronted with different challenges related to the lack of non-verbal signals and emotion expression in the remote interactions. Despite advice including the integration of facial tracking and other tools, I will talk later. We don't have many tools to detect the emotion during the simulation. This is why I say the limit of virtuality, and the goal of my job is to try to find a solution all of this, for this problem. We can start to say what is emotion. This is not easy to answer this question. With the word, with emotion, we can do so many things. If I take the definition of emotion, emotion is sudden distributions of fleeting agitation caused by strong feeling, fear, surprise, joy, and etc. It's not easy to define emotion, but some authors talk about basic emotion such as fear, surprise, happiness, anger, disgust, and sadness. And of course, I agree there are other emotions, but not easy to define. But we can start to work with this emotion. So to create some emotion, you can use many tools. Like this one, this is a 360 video about snakes. I don't know for you, but I really hate snakes. I'm really afraid of the snakes. So the first time I saw this video, I don't watch very long. I wasn't feeling very comfortable with this. So this is normally 360 video. It's not good like this, but when you can go, if you want to see on YouTube, you can write this title. If you are afraid of snakes, you will really feel you will not feel very good. So this is a tool if you want to create some emotion, and there are other tools, but this one for me was really working. So before I was talking about existing tool for detection of emotion. We have like eye tracking and faces tracking, like with this Oculus 5 Focus 3. We have the earth measuring, like the Apple Watch. We can also use the sensor with the voice. With the voice, you can feel when someone is stressed, like when you are in conference with many people, you can feel when the speaker is stressed. Or you can use also the skin conductance, And we have the last one. The last one is electroencephalography. I think this tool is the most important and the most interesting because sometimes you can saw people like they are smiling, but they are not really happy. They can sometimes, some people look like sad, but they are not sad. And with electroencephalography, you cannot cheat. Like this is the, it measures your brain activity, and I think you can have the feedback of your emotion, and the data look like very interesting about the data you can have with this technology. So I will do a little bit focus on electroencephalography for the emotion. You have many models with different price, with different electrode, with different precision of the measure. I take these three because I think it was the most helmet used, and the data was really interesting, and this helmet wasn't not so expensive, so it was a good compromise. For each helmet, you have different electrode you can put on the front, of the back, on the top. If you want to choose one model, it depends, of course, of the budget and the precision you need for your experience. To analyze all of this data, it is possible to use machine learning. You have many tools. I will present you some of them. I will start with the most popular and the simple key-nearest neighbor algorithm used in machine learning, according to the information I find on IBM. You have also the second one, the vector machine. I will show you a little video to explain you how it's working.
Let's say we have this new point, and we want to classify it if it is a bunny, cat, or dog, based on the two features, body size and ear size. K is the variable we use to represent the number of neighbors the algorithm considers when...
This is some of the algorithms you can use to work with all the data, and, because there are many data and it's very hard to work with that, so the machine learning is very helpful to work with all of this data. To overcome this challenge, the idea of implementing an emotion recognition system in the virtual reality environment is emerging as a potential of solution. The goal is to make remote interaction more effective, interactive and emotionally rich, while addressing access inequality by offering a more accessible solution, regardless of the equipment. The solution of emotion recognition system is to offer notable advantage, not only for improving remote interaction, but also for enriching the field of training and education. The lack of emotion feedback can prevent an optimal learning experience. An emotion recognition system will allow the receiver to instant feedback on the emotion, the impact of their choice and action, thus facilitating the deeper understanding of the reaction. By adjusting the action based on the feedback, learner could personalize their learning experience, thereby increasing the effectiveness and engagement. About the database and virtual reality environments and emotion detection, there are not many free and public accessible data, but some of people try to create some new database. For example, you can find the VRACE emotion database available on Kaggle, and they do in 2022, so it's not so old. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer.
Great. Thank you very much for this presentation. Are there any questions and comments? Yes.
Thank you. So I have a question. So like it seems to me that emotions are quite often expressed in some visual manner as well. So what are the options to use some visual input? Because I understand that the headset itself kind of occludes some important parts of the face. So where do you see the potential for using computer vision to do this kind of assessment of the emotion? Is it like limited by this occlusion, or do you think it would be sufficient based on the visual input that you can get?
Thank you for the question. For me, I will. This is the beginning of my PhD process, so I try to find the best solution. But for me, one of the best solutions will be the electroencephalography, because I know it's not easy to use during a virtual reality simulation, but I think the quality of the data will be the most close of the emotion of the user. So I will try to use only this technology, but maybe with other one, but I will try to focus on this technology.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you for a very nice presentation, and I hope you have a successful PhD study. My question is more like a discussion, because recently, a couple of years ago, I worked on a project where we tried to detect emotions on human faces, but in real time. And for the basic human emotions, it was really easy. You can easily detect when somebody is happy or sad or surprised. But for the more elaborate emotions, such as resentment, fear, bad mood, or something like that, it was very difficult to find that out. So I believe that your approach that uses electroencephalography and then the heartbeats and everything else, I think it would be a really nice approach if you could combine everything. So both how you visualize the face and how people make emotions by expressions, and also what their brain waves are like. So I believe that it would be the right road for you to really find out these more elaborate emotions.
Thank you for the question. I think with the electroencephalography, we will be the intensity of the emotion. I think there will be more interesting than the first tracking to see how happy you are or how sad you are about your brain activity, to say in this time you was happy or not at very high position, I think. But I'm agree we can use other technology, but I don't have much time, so I will try to focus on this technology. Thank you.
Maybe a follow-up from me. I think that often there are situations where people have several emotions at once. I mean, one example would be to watch a horror movie, which you do out of enjoyment, but you're in the situation you are still scared. Yeah. And I mean, if you only have these devices that monitor physiological markers, like the skin conductivity or something like that, I think they would miss that you are right now in a happy situation, and they would misjudge the emotion. Is that true? Or?
Yes, I'm agree. But firstly, I don't like a horror movie because I feel not very well. But yes, I think it will be a problem for that. But yes, I think we will have to be carefully with this kind of problem, I think, yes.
And Also, I think if you look at it in the context of VR applications, because I mean, then you can really experience something very immersively, and which can influence your emotions, or also the 360-degree movies. But usually, probably you would only try to experience or consume that if you are in a good mood. So I think you can judge from the application that someone has another motivation or basically a positive emotion, even though the body suggests there would be a negative emotion right now.
But I think, like in sport, this is a good example of the impact of your emotion. Sometimes you can have a nice physique to be at your top, but if your emotion is not good, the day of your game, you will be suck. Or you can have not the best condition physique, but your emotion and your mind are so high, it will be a great game. So, yeah, you can have some impact, but yes, I play a lot of sports. I think, yes, I can understand this kind of interpretation.
Hi, it's more of curiosity than a question, because you're doing all of this for video conferences setups, right? So that you can have this. And my question is, have you tried the Apple Vision Pro? Because they have those personas now, and I don't know. I've never tried, but I've heard reviews that it's very creepy. That the people like have weird faces or weird because it's a representation of you. Also, the faces are weird, and also others that know this is the future. This is how we're gonna have video conferences from now on. So maybe if you try to test this, you will have some insights on how to go with your research.
Okay, I will try. So, but I use, but not for this kind of thing. But yes, I will try to. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have you considered that besides, let's say, positive emotions, that the elicitation of negative emotions is the goal of the experience potentially? So your goal would be to create a very sad scene where the user is supposed to feel sad, or they actually watch this experience specifically because they are hoping to feel this emotion. Let's say you have drama movies, you're watching this, it's supposed to give you this kind of bad experience. So have you considered how you would integrate this expectation into your system as well?
Yes, thank you for the question. You can try, like for example, for the snake, you can use the filter on YouTube to have some expectation, but like I said before, you don't have many database on like for each type of video to have some expression of emotion, but you can try to find some. But I think I will have to ask the people how they're feeling during the experience, and try to ask by feedback to say, okay, I try to show you a sad video. Did you feel this sadness or not? If it's yes, so it's working. If not, I think like this, I try to create some emotion. But I know it will be not easy because everyone has not exactly the same feeling for every time. So, but we will try.
Maybe I will go one step back and ask, so, I mean, obviously it is very difficult to identify these emotions, to really extract all of that. But once you had that, what would you do with that? So are there any plans for future research, how you would incorporate your information about the user's emotions into systems? Would they react to the emotions? Would the content change? Would the interactions change?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Like I say on the title, it will be used during telepresence, telecollaboration for education purpose. So you can, if you want to teach someone something, if you can have the data to know about the feeling, if it's right or not, you can change your course or adapt about the feeling. If it's good, we can continue. Maybe he feel tired or not good, we can maybe take a break. And I think it will be good for the teacher and for the other people in the simulation to have the feedback of the other user.
So, but it would basically only be the feedback of the emotion. So you would not have anything change automatically. It would just
yes, you can, because we are in virtual reality. Then you can change the environment, the 3D environment, to have maybe a peacefully scene, or to have more relaxed, to put some song, to put down the light, to have more relaxed. Yes, you can control. You can create something like yeah, you can adapt.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. So I think we are now at the end of this session. So let's thank Mamadi again.
Thank you.
Sing to the beat where the pixels play, from rendering to VR. It's a pixel away.